Hi guys, I hope you're all safe and well. I'm just coming on to do the Facebook Witches Rune reveals for you all. So, if you were drawn to Rune 1, we're going into the Rune of Man. Now, when the Rune of Man shows, this is all about time to reclaim back your purpose, your magic, your power. The shape of the rune is like an arrow spear, sort of pointing upwards. And it's all about basically, if you feel a bit restricted, if you feel like things have been a bit heavy going, a bit complicated, basically when we feel like we're rock bottom, there's only one way back up. So it's shooting you back to the top. Rune of Man is also wanting you to access your natural sort of masculine side. So it's tapping into your place of leadership. So this shows a lot if you're having to take control or take charge on a situation. And this might be something that you're doing quite easily. It might also be something that you didn't really want to be doing, but you've been put in a position where like you're having to. Sometimes that sort of shows when we're going through that sort of cycle. But it's definitely about reclaiming back your magic, your power. And if things have just felt a bit rough and a bit kind of overwhelming, it's just saying that things are going to improve, things are going to get better. This is also a really powerful rune when it shows for business choices or personal decision making. So if you know you've got something big that you've got to be sort of looking into and you've got to start to get a decision made, then this is a really powerful time to really sort of feel into that. And it's again taking control, taking action, do what's required, not just for the immediate space, but for your long-term sort of setup. So it's making sure you get that long-term preservation of whatever needs to be put in place. So an interesting one, this one, but definitely time to rise and shine and to feel a bit more alive again. So if things, like I say, have felt a bit heavy, we're going back upwards. I always sort of say with this rune, and I know I've said it a million times if you watch my videos, but think of the Yaz song, The Only Way Is Up. And in that it talks about, you know, we've been broken down to the point of the lowest turn and things start to improve going back up. So yes, I'll leave that one with you if you've been drawn to this particular rune. Now then guys, as we're going into Rune 2, we're going into the Rune of Romance. Romance is always really interesting when it shows, and there's two parts to this. First of all, this is all about connection with self. So maybe some of you have already been kind of going into that space, going into that energy, really sort of starting to feed into the essence of who you are, what you're about, what you're made up of, you know, and really sort of giving yourself that permission of heart chakra energy. So it's finding and being at peace with the best of who you are. And you know, I always say the best relationship must start with us, from us, to us, before it can spill over to anything externally. So if you've been feeling a little bit low, a bit brought down, if you've been feeling quite unloved, then this is a really important time to sort of nurture, to heal, to go into that space of feeding back into your heart and doing the things that make you happy, but also doing the things that make you feel loved, that make you feel centered, essentially. Now, the second part of this rune is also about receiving love from external places. So it could well be for some of you, if you're single, that maybe there's going to be the opportunity of a love interest. Maybe there's going to be some romance that's going to come into your life from an outside space. If you're with a partner, maybe things have been feeling a little bit testing. Maybe, you know, your work patterns or the lifestyle choices are meaning that you're sort of like not having quality time together. Maybe you're feeling like you're sort of ships passing in the night, or maybe you're just not having decent quality time. Maybe you've got time together, but you're both quite knackered, you're both quite burnt out, so maybe the quality of time together just isn't happening at the moment. So it could be that if you're with an existing partner, that there maybe is a need to make more time together, make more time for each other, to reignite this vibration of sort of love. So it could be for some of you that maybe you've been feeling a bit overlooked or a little bit undervalued if you're with a partner, and it's just spicing things up, you know, whether it's just Netflix and a takeaway on the sofa, or maybe going to see a show or cinema or whatever else it is you'd like to do, or going out for a meal, but just making that connection time together, having a little holiday away. But it's just making a point of retouching base with each other, just to check that you're both on the same page. So depending where you're sort of at in the world determines which piece of this will make sense for you, but an interesting one. And finally, as we're going into rune 3, we're going into the Rune of Woman. Now, as we're going into the Rune of Woman, this is an important time to heal. This is an important time to nurture. This is a mega important time for TLC. The Rune of Woman is suggesting that maybe you've been exhausted, or maybe you are exhausting yourself. Maybe you're giving to too many different types of people, circumstance and situation, and maybe there's just not enough energy left in the pot for you. Rune of Woman is this natural mother sort of figure, and it's that mothering, sort of nurturing, healing energy. So maybe you're somebody that really needs to be out in Mother Earth at the moment, giving a tree a bit of a hug, a bit of a squeeze, maybe just reconnecting to the energy lines of Mother Earth. But usually this rune shows if someone's feeling a bit tired, a bit burnt out, maybe you're just feeling a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. The other aspect of this, for some of you, maybe you're going on quite a personal healing journey. So maybe for some of you at the moment, you're really embracing your own trauma, your own healing roots. Maybe some of you are really having that dark night of the soul and are going through and shedding quite a lot. But it could also be that maybe some of you are actually accessing healing vibrations yourself, in the sense of wanting to actually channel and do healing for other people. Sometimes there's that side of the coin as well. So it could be healing for you, or healing being channeled to give to other people around you. But it's definitely a time to sort of make some changes. It's definitely an important time to be truthful, to be honest with yourself. Look at what you're kind of feeding into, where are your energy lines at, and make sure you're traveling down this clear path, this clear road, because these two sort of kind of offshoots, they indicate tug of war energy. So maybe you're feeling a bit like you're in this tug of war with stuff, and sometimes we have to just say enough. Something has to sometimes break for something better to come in, and if that should have to happen, it's knowing that it doesn't mean what follows is going to be really bad. It's just we're allowed to have changes. We're allowed to give ourselves permission to put something down, to maybe sometimes go on to receive something of better quality. So don't stay stuck, don't stay suppressed, don't sort of stay, in an outgrown pattern just for the sake of it for other people. If you know something isn't working, make some changes, be brave enough to carve a new way forward. So some of you might be being a bit tested with this rune if it's being drawn to you at this time, but go with it, because you'll know where it sits, and you're just being gently reminded by the universe, come on, you owe it to yourself to have something of better quality, essentially, which is what this rune really wants to offer you. So an interesting one. So I hope they make a little bit of sense. I'm going to leave those runes with you for this week. So stay safe, stay well, stay fab. Just want to say a couple of quick shout outs. This Sunday, I'm in Martok at Katrina's hair salon. So I have, I think, 4 spaces left for private one-to-one readings in person. So if you'd like to come along to that, drop me a message, let me know, and we can get you booked in. And then some important stuff happening next week. Next Saturday, I am at Amy Michelle's Hensridge Spiritual Psychic Fair. I think I've got 1 afternoon space left at 3:30. So that's always a really great day. So looking forward to seeing some lovely people there. And then on Sunday, which I'm really excited about, I am going to be at Froome in Foxy's Den doing the next part of my tour. For my sort of Froome demo. Just want to say a reminder, it's the only demo in Froome or at Foxy's Den that I'll be doing this year. So if you're unsure, if you're hesitating, there are still some tickets left. I think I've got about 20 tickets left, something like that now. So get booking if you'd like to come along. It'd be great to see some of you lovelies. And yeah, I've done Foxy's Den a couple of times there, and it's been absolutely fab nights. Beautiful messages from Spirit, beautiful love in the room. Just a great night, actually, lots of fun. So it'd be lovely to see some of you there if you're planning to come along. So yes, so lots of exciting things are happening over the coming weeks. Plus I'll be doing the Zooms and the Facebook videos, readings throughout the week. So if you would like to book one of those, obviously just drop me a message and we can get that booked in and sort of see where we go. So I will leave it with you. I hope those witches' runes made a little bit of sense. Stay safe, stay well, have an amazing week. Enjoy the sun now that it's starting to come back. And I'll catch up with you all very soon. Oh, as well, just a very, very quick one. I don't know if you've seen, you probably have, But Monday, I'll be doing a free live evening of readings, tarot with mediumship. If you know anybody that wants to come along to that isn't already in my group, do invite them in. The reason why is that live only goes up in my group page, and I don't think you can share it because I've had to make my group private due to like hackers and everything else. So if you know there are people that maybe can't afford a reading or have never had a reading and just want to experience a little bit of a preview almost and see what it's like, I'll be doing sort of mini free reads on the Monday. Obviously they're completely guided by spirit, so they will guide me to who they feel needs them, and they'll step forward accordingly. But it's just nice to give back from time to time, so I always sort of see my lives as my time to gift back sort of sessions. So that's happening on Monday from 7:30 till around 9 o'clock, give or take. My timekeeping isn't always brilliant, as you know. But yes, so I'll leave that with you. And so there's lots of exciting things to look forward to, isn't there? And I'll catch up soon. Bye for now.